My wife moved out to find herself with someone else. The front door slammed, and the silence that followed was deafening. My wife, Claire, had just walked out, her suitcase packed, claiming she needed a solo journey to find herself. Her words echoed in our Phoenix home, now empty of her laughter. "It's my life, my path." I'd warned her it sounded like an excuse, my gut screaming something was off, but she'd dismissed me with a wave, her blue eyes cold. 2 weeks later, a mutual friend slip revealed the truth. Claire wasn't alone. She'd moved in with another man, leaving me to pick up the pieces of our shattered life. The betrayal burned, and I stood in our half-empty house, wondering if I'd ever really known her. I'm Lucas, a 40-year-old landscaper, grounded and patient, the kind of guy who nurtures things: plants, homes, relationships. Claire, my wife of 9 years, is 36, a freelance writer with a restless spirit and a knack for weaving stories that captivated me from the moment we met at a local poetry slam. Her fiery passion balanced my quiet strength, and our life was a tapestry of small joys, a desert garden we tended, plans for a future with kids. But over the past year, Claire grew distant, talking about needing space and self-discovery. The man she left for, Daniel, was a 38-year-old musician she'd met at a writing retreat, his bohemian charm a stark contrast to my steady routine. The conflict hit like a sandstorm when I confronted her. I'd tracked her down to a coffee shop after her friend's slip, my heart pounding. "Claire, are you living with him?" I asked, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. Her face crumpled, and she admitted it. She'd moved in with Daniel, their connection sparking during her retreat. "I needed to find myself, Lucas," she said, tears streaming. "You're so stable." I felt trapped. Her words cut deeper than any knife, blaming me for her choice to run, to lie. I didn't shout. "You didn't just leave," I said, my voice low. "You broke us." I walked away, her sobs fading behind me, and checked into a motel, the desert night swallowing my pain. The weeks that followed were a crucible of hurt and clarity. I stayed with my brother, Matt, sleeping in his spare room, replaying our marriage. The weekends I'd spent planting cacti for Claire, the nights we'd dreamed of a family. Her texts came relentlessly. "Lucas, I'm sorry, I love you." Her cousins called, their voices thick with urgency. "She's lost without you," her cousin Jenna pleaded. Another, Tom, met me at a bar, saying, "She made a mistake, but she needs you." Their words couldn't erase the truth. Claire had chosen another man, another life, leaving me to face the wreckage. I questioned myself. Was my stability suffocating? Had I failed her? But no, she'd chosen to lie, to abandon us, and that was on her. My emotional journey was a grueling trek through betrayal and self-discovery. I loved Claire, her wild stories, the way she'd dance in the kitchen, the life we'd planned. But love couldn't survive this. I started journaling, pouring out my anger and grief. Matt, ever blunt, said, "She ditched you, Lucas. You don't owe her a rescue." I saw a therapist, Dr. Nunez, who helped me untangle my guilt from her choices. "You're not her anchor," she said. "You're allowed to grow." I began hiking the desert trails, the sun's heat burning away my doubts. I wasn't just Claire's husband, I was Lucas, and I deserved honesty. I stopped answering her texts, not out of spite, but to reclaim my strength. The twist came a month later when Daniel's sister, Rachel, reached out. We met at a park, her expression grim. "Lucas, you need to know the truth," she said, showing me messages on her phone. Daniel hadn't just taken Claire in, he'd been living off multiple women, charming each with promises of a free-spirited life while draining their wallets. Rachel revealed texts where Daniel mocked Claire's naive devotion, planning to move on once her savings ran out. Claire thought she was finding herself with a soulmate, but she was just another target in his hustle. The revelation didn't soothe my pain, it sharpened it. Claire hadn't just betrayed me, she'd been deceived, her journey built on a con. It wasn't my failure, it was hers, and Daniel's. I met Claire one last time, in our home, now stark with my gardening tools packed away. She stood in the living room, clutching a notebook filled with her poems, her eyes red. "Lucas, I'll come back," she whispered. "Daniel was a mistake. I love you." Her voice broke, but I saw her clearly now, a woman chasing a mirage, blind to the cost. I told her about Rachel's messages, watched her face collapse as Daniel's lies sank in. "You didn't just leave me," I said, my voice steady. "You threw us away for someone who used you." I handed her the divorce papers, my heart heavy but resolute. "This isn't my journey to fix." Her tears fell as I walked out, but they didn't pull me back. The ending wasn't the dream I'd held when we married, vowing forever under Arizona's starry sky. I moved into a small condo, started designing desert landscapes again, my hands finding purpose in the earth. Claire moved to her cousin's place, I heard, trying to rewrite her story. Her family stopped calling, their silence a quiet nod to her choices. The lesson wasn't just about betrayal, it was about self-worth. I'd spent years nurturing our life, but now I was nurturing myself. I joined a hiking club, their camaraderie filling the void Claire left. Her departure broke our marriage, but it freed me to rediscover who I am. As I hike the desert now, the Phoenix sun setting in a blaze of red, I carry the scars of her betrayal, but also the strength of my choices. I don't hate Claire, I pity her, lost in her own mistakes and Daniel's lies. Trust is fragile, and I won't give it lightly again. I'm not the man who begged her to stay, I'm Lucas, whole and moving forward. The trail ahead is vast, and it's mine, and that's more than enough.